Professor Brain Brown's research shows that vulnerability fosters good emotional and mental health. It is a sign of courage. We become more resilient and brave when we embrace who we truly are and what we are feeling. The Vulnerable Scientist podcast is a space for scientists to tell their honest and authentic stories. I am your host, Sarah Nyakeri, who happens to be a scientist, informal science communicator, and I help scientists create personal websites. If you want to support this show, go to www.patreon.com/thevulnerable-scientist. You can also follow this podcast on all social media platforms at TV Scientist Pod. Hi everyone, welcome to the Vulnerable Scientist podcast. This is your host, Sarah Nyakeri, and today I have Dr. Vijay, who will be our guest today, and he'll introduce himself. Hi, Dr. Vijay.
Hi, Sarah.
Maybe say your name correctly. Maybe I'm saying it the wrong way.
No, that's absolutely correct.
Okay, so introduce yourself.
My name is Vijay Kale. I'm a research scientist, currently working in a biopharmaceutical company. My background is I'm a veterinarian. I'm a veterinary pathologist and toxicologist by training. I also have got a training in the cancer biology research. So currently I'm working on developing new drugs.
That's exciting. So tell us the story that got you here.
Yeah, sure. My story starts, with my undergrad. So I'm from India. I'm state of Maharashtra. I did my veterinary medicine degree, that is DVM, or we have a degree called BVSC, Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences and Animal Husbandry, from Mumbai. And then after that, I did my veterinary pathology masters from Gujarat SD Agricultural University. And after that, I worked for 6 years in a pharma company in India as a toxicologist, and there I was mainly doing the drug discovery work. And then after 6 years, I thought I need to get to PhD. And then I came to Penn State for my PhD in molecular toxicology. My research was in anti-cancer drug development. And after my PhD, I was there for 5 years. And after completion of my PhD, I joined a CRO, and I worked in a CRO. CRO is a contract research organization. I worked there for almost 4.5 years as a toxicologist, and then moved to a biopharma company.
What made you choose, or what's the system like in India to get to start a university? Like, how's the transition from high school to university?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that was a very interesting journey too. So in India, we have until like 10th, we call high school. And after 10th, you have 2 years of, we say college, that is 11th and 12th grade. And 12th grade is the basis when, the exam, the marks you get in the 12th grade that decides where you are going to land.
Okay.
And based on that marks, and I landed in veterinary medicine degree. And although initially, before getting into veterinary medicine, I really didn't have much insights into what is veterinary medicine, what is the scope of veterinary medicine in general or in science. I didn't have much idea. So I'll say like I found the veterinary medicine serendipitously, and I'm fortunate now, I got into this field. So there is a long story how that serendipity occurred, but I'll say it was by luck that I got into veterinary medicine, and I learned so much during that veterinary medicine. I enjoyed thoroughly the science, the diseases of animals, treatment, Um, it was a very good time during those 5 years in my degree, and that the real excitement for science that arose me during that period. Then I thought, okay, that is so interesting, and especially then I had some inclination towards the laboratory investigations. So those are during the veterinary field. There are a couple of fields like we call preclinical subjects like microbiology or pathology, and those subjects, this one of those subjects, the pathology, I chose that, and I decided to go with a master's degree in pathology, veterinary pathology. And initially that time, most of the universities, agricultural universities, they had this combined veterinary degrees and agriculture and many other related associated programs. But now most of the universities are separated now, like animal veterinary sciences university and agriculture universities are different. So that time it was agricultural university. I got into that in one of the colleges in Gujarat state. So there I got a very good training in veterinary pathology. My advisor was excellent guide. I'll say like my passion, he reignited my passion for science or my interest for science. He gave me freedom to do my master's research, and he supported my various ideas, and that was the foundation for my further pursuing career in research. So I'm very thankful for my PG advisor. So then after that, then I got into I applied to a position which was open for a toxicologist in a pharma company in India. And then there I started working as a toxicologist. And,
wait, how do you move from animal science to toxicology, or it's the same thing?
That's a great question. So, I also didn't know that, veterinarians, they do have any role in the human medicine development, human drug development. So one of my friend got into as a toxicologist, and then he told me about these careers in this area. I was totally ignorant until then. And he mentioned like, okay, what is the role of toxicologist and how toxicologists are doing, veterinarians are doing job of toxicologist and how they can contribute towards human drug development. Then I thought that was interesting. And then when I applied, I got selected, and I started that. So coming to your question, how it is related. So whatever the drug is being developed for humans, the drug cannot be given to humans directly. That means we have some chemist identifies a potential drug, or some biotechnologist identifies a monoclonal antibody for a drug, but they will not know whether it works and whether it is safe to be tested in humans, right? So for that, we have to test the drugs in various animal models to make sure that the drug is really working and the drug is safe for human consumption. And then that time, the role of veterinarians that kicks in, and it's not a per se veterinarian's role, but it's more understanding of the animal biology and how it correlates to the human biology. So whatever the effect or side effects we see in animals, so how those are related to humans. So that's how it is correlated. And so then that information is translated to humans, and then if there are any side effects, then doctors or clinical researchers, they try to mitigate that effect. So that's the role of that's the link, rather, I'll say.
Okay, so you've done some part of your work, like you've been in the company for some years, then you decide to do a PhD. Why? What made you move to do a PhD?
Yeah, that's again a great question, Sarah. And it was a passion for research. When I got a flavor of that research in the company environment, I thought this is so interesting. Because there is always a chance to learn. New areas are coming, and new areas were coming up every day. So I wanted to learn more and more, and I thought one of the best way is to get into formal education again, that is higher education, a PhD, and understand molecular biological aspects of drug development, how that plays role. So that led me to my decision to do PhD.
Okay. So how different is it being in academia, because you're in academia, to industry? Because now you're in industry, right?
Right. You mean after PhD, right?
Yes, after PhD.
Yeah. It was challenging. I'll say it was definitely not easy. So I had, first of all, like you have to, when you are going to finish the PhD. So I was in my fourth year, later fourth year. I started preparing, to apply for the jobs. Although I did not apply, but I have started preparing, like for example, like resume preparation, or looking for job opportunities, what kind of jobs are there, what they need, and how I can prepare myself to fit those needs, or what skills do I need. In fact, that preparation had already been started the day I landed in PhD, the day I started PhD, because I somewhat knew that I want to go back to industry, because I had a flavor of industry, like how industry works, and what is the impact of drug development on human health. So I wanted to make that impact. So, and my objective to come for PhD was to have a deeper understanding of science and deeper understanding of the molecular biology. So, and I got the training. So at the time when I started my PhD, I started thinking about, okay, I am going to graduate. So if I graduate, I need to find a job, and to find a job, I need to start now, because it's not like job is not about job search, but it is more about how do you prepare yourself to get to that job particularly. And the preparation is not just in terms of how you prepare your CV, but also how you develop your soft skills, because soft skills, technical skills, anyway, you are going to develop in the PhD, right? During the research, because without that, you won't be able to complete your PhD. But what is also along with the technical skills, what is important is soft skills, and developing those soft skills, it takes time and some preparation and some planning. So I did that, and when it was coming close to my finishing my PhD, then I really actually started working towards it, like I think 1 to 1.5 years ahead, like having a resume and CV set, and planning, okay, when to defend that, and then how also, like being immigrant in US, so you also have to plan for when your visa is going to expire, and how that, because after visa expires, then you have certain time to get the job, and you have very limited time that time. So that everything must be aligned so that that transition from academia or PhD to industry becomes smooth and seamless. And that during that time, I think planning was very critical, and and it is always it's always critical because you never know which when you'll get the job, where you land. Although you have own preferences, but I submitted almost like 100 applications that time.
Oh.
And I got only I think 2 interviews, and only handful of people responded. Others did not respond, even like whether you are selected or not. But only handful of responded, and 2 interviews. So out of that 2, I got offer from one, and I just went ahead because as I said, everything needs to be aligned during that time. It's not your timing, your visa things, and how long you are willing to wait.
Wow, how is it? But you mentioned that you're an immigrant. So how is it transitioning from India to US?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I was working in India, and so that was my full-time job, right? And to get into PhD in US, you need to appear for GRE and TOEFL, and I think that was one of the challenging time too, because while working routine, full-time in a company, and then preparing yourself at home when you come from the job at home, you study, even on Saturday, Sundays. So during that time, you just forget everything. I had to focus on my stuff, studying for GRE TOEFL exam. So after one of my friend and I will go after our job, we will directly go to the some classes to prepare for our exams. And we'll sit in some public library there, and we'll study there. So it was a strenuous time. It was challenging time, but I think again, like, preparation helped, and also like I got very good mentors during that time. I'm fortunate. I'm very fortunate that I have no credit in it, but it is all my mentors. I got good mentors. That's just like I'll say luck, and that's the reason. Like when I got those mentors, and because of those mentors, I'm here. And because of that, I just launched an organization called Mentor Yuva. Yuva means youths. So to help the students or youths, to accelerate in their career, and that is just like payback. So it's only because of those mentors that my career, from whether it is from getting into PhD or getting from PhD to industry, that was possible because of them.
How did you acquire those mentors?
So it was informal. That time, we didn't have any formal program to get the mentor, but it's just like through your personal contacts, and just look out, just search for those mentors. And yeah, I mean, that time it was not there. So that's the reason, like, we started this initiative to have some platform for mentors and mentees to connect.
Do you want to talk about the initiative more?
Yeah, sure. So this initiative is called Mentor Yuva. Yuva in Sanskrit or Hindi, it means youth. And when we say youth, it is mostly students or early career people. And most of the times what happens, as I mentioned, my landing in veterinary medicine was serendipity for me. And so that's why I said, like, I was lucky to get into this field. But that should not be the case. There should be some system to help those youths and students to make right decision for their careers. Career should not be by accident, right? So that thought led us to create this initiative, and now many mentors are coming forward to help the youths. And so through this platform, we are connecting the interested mentors who are willing to help, willing to give their helping hand and guide junior students and junior early career people, and also the mentors or the students who are really looking for some guidance and career, especially related to career. So we're trying to connect both of them, and then mentors and mentees on their own time, they can talk, and mentors can guide mentees. So that's the platform. Currently, this is very new platform, and this is very in infancy. So let's see how it goes. I'm excited about this though.